The house was actually built by a guy named John Swayze. So he built this mansion. Total, no expenses spared, put just a ton of money into it. The place was totally state-of-the-art and one of the most affluent buildings for 100 miles around. I mean, all of the detail work you see on the outside, that's actually all hand-hammered, hand-leaded tin. There's no wood on the outside of the building other than what surrounds the doors. Good old John was actually a con artist, and he got kicked out of New York for, well, playing his game. But John's whole thing was he would roll into town, start up a business with the local community, and then get a whole bunch of donations to support said business, and then he would just leave with the freaking money. In 1919, a woman named Harriet Chapman decided that the local community needed a hospital, and so she came up and beat on the door of the guy who owned it at that time, who was just a local dentist. It took 6 months to totally convert this building from a mansion into a hospital. That included putting in linoleum floors, a special tile that was actually reinforced concrete underneath it, and painting everything white, getting rid of all the decorative trim, all that stuff, so all that was gone. So it's not a mansion anymore, it was just a very sterile, clean looking hospital. And they did a really good job. Almost 4,000 people were born in this building. Probably nearly 3,000 people died in this building for various things, from murders to insane attacks to just everything in between. So we have lots of weird spirits around the house. We hear and see shadow figures, both children size, adult size. There's never really been anything malevolent in the house. According to a number of the mediums, almost everyone who's been through here, there is a malevolent entity here, but it's kept in check by a very, very powerful, good entity. And we think that that entity is a nurse named Bernice. She ran the place with an iron fist. She would actually forego her pay so she could make sure that all the nurses and everybody all had their things.
I have goosebumps bad.
Oh, I was, wondering, because I was like, something's here right now.
Bad.
No,
Yeah, I could feel it.
the building will do things for you and with you, and probably to you. But you'll get your hair tugged on. We have women have their laps set on and their legs go immediately numb and cold. We have just all sorts of really fun stuff. Grab your shoulders, things like that. Nothing bad though. The building was actually a hospital from 1919 till 1957, which actually started out as a Harriet Chapman Hospital. Well, that lasted about until they figured that it would be better if it had a man's name on it. So in comes the doctors. So 6 months after it was finally a hospital, a doctor named Francis Blanchard come on board. And Francis was just an amazing surgeon. He was a gastroenterologist, and he was way above. Well, good old Francis had kind of a tragic last end of his life for more than one reason. Both of his wives died under his knife in surgery. So, due to complications. One of them was a child, lost a child too. So there's your whole life gone. He also got hit in his Model T by a train. And 6 months after the hospital opened, he was finishing surgery on the 3rd floor, and went to step in the elevator, and it was parked in maintenance mode, which meant it wasn't there. He walked off into the darkness and face planted 40 foot below. So Dr. Stimson was actually down in the morgue performing a procedure, autopsy, whatever, on the cadaver, and Dr. Blanchard landed. So all of a sudden now it's the Stimson Hospital, because Dr. Stimson took over all the major things. And all 3 of the founders of this hospital died in the walls, within the building. Dr. Blanchard obviously fast way out. Harriet Chapman actually died after being interred here for like 5-6 months with a brain aneurysm of some form. So she had a hard way out, but she died in these walls. Dr. Stimson also died within these walls. Dr. Stimson died of a massive heart attack, which will lead us into the next room here as we start our tour, which is what we do right now. So it was actually a hospital from 1919 till 1957, and the reason it closed down was because they had passed new code that required hospitals to have an exterior fireproof staircase. Now that kind of brings us into here, which is Dr. Stimson's office. So this tile was actually set one piece at a time, and it's set in 4 inches of concrete. There's 1 million pieces of this in the building. 1 million. Quick, neat story. Pam, the wife, was actually upstairs in what we call the birthing room. And so she kept hearing this weird paper shuffling and footsteps back and forth. So this went on for a little while. She finally came down here to see what the hell's going on, and then nothing, of course, because, that's how it works. So she went back up, worked for another hour or so, and then stopped, and I figured, well, what the hell? So she figured maybe something happened on this day in history. And sure as shit, when she looked on her phone and started researching that exact day, that was the exact anniversary of the day that Dr. Simpson died in his office doing paperwork at his desk. He just killed over
August 17th.
heart attack. We're going to leave this room and head upstairs. Again, this was the elevator shaft. This was actually the emergency room.
Oh, really?
Yep. And we only found it out fairly recently. We're going to come up this way. Up above the ceiling, it's a tower, but it's another 20 plus foot up above our heads. And all the old mechanical equipment for the elevator is still up there.
Whoa.
All right, this was the main patient room number 1. There's 2 main patient rooms, 20 beds total in the whole building. That was a big hospital for that time. This hospital had one of the first x-ray machines in the state. They also helped pioneer cesarean sections and had one of the first few in the country where the mother and the baby both lived. So we're going to go this way and come across this way.
Wait, you're out here. Wait, we're going to have to go through to get that up.
This is the birthing room, because again, well, people were born here, almost 4,000 of them. Now, there's a bunch of dolls in the building. Some are haunted, some are not. Now, behind you, that's one of the other dolls. This is Adia, and she just keeps turning around. I don't know why. But anyways, Adia, I'm sorry, darling, but I have to do that for you, is an Indian princess. And by Indian, I mean from India. She's made out of real human hair. And her thing is if you interact with her on a personal level, like I'm speaking with you, I'm within your personal space. We're communicating. If you just look at her, take pictures, read her plaque, do stuff like that, all good. If you interact with her and don't leave her a trinket or an offering of some sort, she will follow you home and hunt the fuck out of you. I don't know what is existing in Adia. I don't know. She's like 130 years old, again, real human hair, all sort of stuff. Who knows what has happened in that little doll's life that has stuck with her and the energy is still floating around. We hear weird stuff in here. I mean, children laughing, crying, women sobbing. I mean, not all the births were successful. Really do believe there's some portals in the building. I had sometimes we hear construction and weird stuff going on in here, and I put a really sensitive audio recorder in here and I put one right on that shelf. The recorder that was in here, all god awful, hammering and pounding and crazy shit. The one out there, totally silent. Exact same time, date stamp, same exact recorder, same exact everything, both recording, nothing. Not even a faint hammer pound, not a peep, nothing. So there's something going on somewhere. Anyway, come this way. And this was just actually overflow for the birthing room. So not a huge lot of activity goes in here, although this area, which you can't go into, leads up into what's left of the attic. All right, come this way. This was the main patient room. This is where most people have a hard time actually staying. This room can be very oppressive if you're sensitive. If you tend to be able to sense things, feel things, most people that walk in here will either start having heart palpitations or extreme nausea, weird stuff like that. This is just where that shit works. So we had a group that we know, the Chicks and Spirits group, who again are good friends. They've been here probably 5 times. And they were just doing simple point and click flash photography, which is really one of the more effective things you can do as a ghost hunter. Right about where you're standing, they caught this. A pregnant woman holding her stomach.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
And they didn't know they caught it until the next day when they was going over the
I'm like
footage.
goosebumps number 10 in this house.
But again, that's
I never do that, walk through the
right
house
where
and
that
do it
happened. So this is a really good room for setting stuff up in EVP. So this doll right here is kind of weird and crazy. It freaks out our pit bull every once in a while. It'll throw itself halfway off the dresser, and we got it in just a lot of things we bought at an auction, so we have no idea the history of that doll. This was the servants' quarters. In those days, the servants' quarters were physically 5 to 6 foot below the regular house structure. And I mean floors, joists, everything. It was literally like a separate structure built below that because servants, owners, you didn't want your servants to be on the same level as you. And that's why there's actually a cinder block wall that goes all the way up the entirety of the building, separating that part of the residence from the rest of it, which is why you won't get any audio contamination. The small windows on top, that was the maternity ward. That's where the babies would go. And then you wouldn't see them but twice a day, once at 8 a.m. and once at 8 p.m. That's all anybody saw them. They were left completely alone the whole rest of the time.
The moms wouldn't even see them?
Nope, twice a day to feed them. That was it.
Wow. How long did they stay in there?
So the woman would actually be in the hospital for 10 days at $6 a day That was it.
10 days, huh?
Yep. And she received the absolute best of care during those 10 days. All right, so this was actually the cafeteria. Right now it's just full of crap I've got. So right next over here was actually the physician and nurse's bathroom. There was a shower here. So you would come down after a hard day, take a shower, go to the bathroom, and then eat right over there. Anyways, we're gonna come this way. This actually was the boiler room for like the last 2, maybe almost 3 years. It's been active as shit. If you sit on that top step in the dark, you will get grabbed. We had a team, they saw a shadow figure go on the outside of that hole in the walls and they were filming. And so this time, not only did their friends get grabbed, they saw a shadow figure in the hallway, reach around the corner, and then run away.
Cool.
And they got that on tape. So there is a prankster here. And again, you might have your leg get grabbed. We had, last night, one of the guys, public guys, said something came through and like raked fingers across his head and his whole face got frozen. Like that. So weird stuff will happen. They'll pull your hair, they'll kind of grab your shoulder, they may goose your ass, I mean, whatever, they'll hug your leg. We've had just standing here all of a sudden something like pressure on a leg and then your whole leg goes numb and cold. Because you're getting hugged by a little shadow kid or something. I mean, who knows? Right. Yeah. So this is kind of a neat place. If you've got, you know, if you want it, sit right there.
Yes.
So that was just a break room. Really, it's not very active.
Okay.
This, on the other hand, is actually what's left of the elevator pit.
Is this where he landed then?
This is where Dr. Blanchard landed, yep. So he had to come straight down, and this actually leads up to the door that's across from that first bathroom I showed you. So you would bring the elevator down, wheel the gurney off, and then you would back down this step, and the gurney would come down this ramp and into the morgue here. So come on here. The autopsy table was giant. It was actually, all this was where it was set into the cement. And Dr. Stimson was right here performing a procedure when Dr. Blanchard landed right there. So I'm going to play a quick clip. So on the 99th year anniversary of Dr. Blanchard's death, I put a really sensitive audio device and a night vision camera up in the attic, which is all that's left of the 3rd floor. This is what we got. And nothing happens on the video, although you can see the attic and you can see the door where Dr. Blanchard stepped off. Now, there's nothing mechanical up in that attic. There's no water pipes, there's nothing. You can hear the occasional car go by, but you hear these weird metallic clanks like that. Now, wait for it. Okay, so we had a number of mediums come through, and I played it for a couple of them, and one of them said, well, you know what it sounds like? If you think about elevators in 1918, 1919, they had these big scissor, you know, doors that were, again, all cast iron, you know, heavier than shit. And when you open one, it would go la 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 la, kind of like that. And you step on the elevator, you'd shut it, and then when you engaged it, since it was steel cable on steel drums, it would squeal. So what that sounds like is somebody opened the door to the elevator, stepped on, shut the door, and then went down. In this room is kind of a cool thing. But so this is an original wall. So when they built the mansion, this wall was still wet, and probably one of the workmen who had, like, say, big hands, because, well, big hands, leaned into it and left a handprint. So if you look, that's a pretty good sized hand. I got big hands. And so then it looks like a small child left a handprint here, you know. So yeah, so that's kind of cool.
We're going to the basement! Yeah! About to get my shoulders touched.
Let's hope so.
You want to start boiler room?
Hello!
You on the morgue?
Back!
Which is the one where we get touched down here? Oh yeah, let's start down there.
Welcome boiler room, everybody.
You're not gonna sit there?
Yeah, I am. Remember, I'm Teresa. This is Alex. And
Hi,
this
how
is
you doing?
Jill.
Hello.
I heard you like to touch people. Are you like a Joker? My father-in-law's nickname is Joker because he tells a lot
like
of
the chair?
jokes. Huh? What?
I just read like a. Or I wasn't sure if it was the chair.
Can you touch my back or something? Can you show me how you do that?
Are there any nurses in here?
Oh,
You just get grabbed?
yep. Yep. Oh. Oh, mama. I got the shiver me too. It wasn't a grab.
What did it do?
Oh, look at my arms. Look at.
Oh shit.
Oh, fuck, dude, it's all over my legs. Look at them goose pimples.
Who just touched Teresa?
What was
Stand
it?
up. It did this.
Oh shit.
It did this on my back, Jill. Feel. It went.
Oh, really?
I can feel one finger just get over there.
Dude.
Try. Dude. That was us. Oh my god. Dude, I got shit. As soon as it happened, too, freaking chills. That was weird. That was a weird feeling. Total one finger, too.
There's someone down here?
Let's try that new spirit box thing.
Anyone here? But who touched Teresa?
Oh, whoa, whoa. All the way to the red.
Just getting
Do you
started.
guys see anything?
Is there anyone here that touched
Are they going
Teresa?
off?
Tell me your name.
I'm getting K2 hits over here at the door.
Dude, are you sure it's not EMF in here?
I walked the entire room and I didn't find anything other than like the middle of the room over there.
Did that just flip? What? Your phone, your camera? Oh yeah. Was that that? I forgot I put it on there. Yeah, I saw a little floop, but I didn't know what it was. Yeah, see? Way to go, you're almost doing it. I got goosebumps in my legs. That is doing something. It's so faint, which is so weird. Are you gonna touch that? What's that thing on the floor? Who's by there?
You want to try? I don't usually have
Not particularly.
Can you go back over?
Yeah. That was cool.
You want this?
No. Are you trying to touch that thing on the floor? Would you like me to show you how?
Should we try them more?
Sure. Dude, that was a finger.
That's crazy.
We're coming to tour your facility. Can you show us your standard procedures in a morgue? If you're in here.
Anybody down here? In the morgue? You tell me what this room was used for?
Very good.
Who's here with us? I see you're touching the K2 meter. Appreciate that. It lets us know you're here.
Somebody's in the upstairs. That's the second bang I've heard up there. Sorry, Jim.
I also heard
Did you hear
she's
that?
talking about
It's like a shuffle.
Yeah.
Would you be able to communicate with us in another way? Like with a noise, maybe, for example? Or maybe you could touch that thing over there by Jill, the other thing with the antenna that's kind of red on top. Maybe you could touch that. I'm going to put something on. I'm going to cover my eyes, and then you have to channel me through me and then say the words through the noise that I'm listening to. Ready?
Can you hear me? Teresa, can you hear me?
That's a negative.
Is this Dr. Stimson still here?
Who's here with us? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can you talk through Teresa to tell us who's here?
Can you speak through the noise that Teresa's listening to so we can hear you?
Thanks for the input.
You're welcome. Thank you for touching our things.
Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate that.
Have you eaten?
We did eat. I had some chicken. What happened in this room? What was this room used for? Hello. Appreciate it. Thanks for touching that. Who's in the corner? I got cold in all my legs.
We're just here to speak with you and hear your stories.
Can you go?
Do you want us to leave?
You.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Where are we going?
They're not getting up yet.
Where do you want us to go? Can you hear us? Take that as a yes. Can you tell Teresa what you want us to do?
Yes.
What would you like us to do?
Can we help you in some way?
Come on, bye now.
I think they want us to leave.
Yeah.
Should we just abide by that?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, thank you for touching that kind of stuff.
As soon as you started that, the REM pod started
It's been going off like crazy.
And
But they don't want us here.
They kept
want us to
saying,
leave.
they just kept saying, leave.
But this has been going off crazy.
Yeah, thank
If
you
you
for
would like
touching
us to
our
go
things.
upstairs, just so I'm gonna confirm what you're saying, but either I'll respect you, but could you touch something if you want us to like get out of this basement?
Okay.
Thank
We're
you.
done.
I'm very sorry, okay?
Thank you for the
Thank you for
verification.
the I heard you speak though, so I appreciate that, but you know what's weird about that? Is I didn't know that was going off, and it was like just be like, go, get upstairs, right? And then, so it all like flowed together because then I said that, you guys were hearing that, I got off and I said touch somebody to confirm it, and it did. That was like
Immediately.
3 things. Yeah, one back, they all backed each other up. That's great evidence when that happened.
And that morgue was off the charts.
Morgue was very cool. Wonder why it was either like trying to get us out of there and so it could stay.
Did they seem angry that we were leaving?
Just like, come on. Like I told you to go where to go and you're just still sitting here, like get up, you know?
All right. Should we head upstairs?
Sure. I feel like I want to sit over here,
Oh, okay.
and I feel like you guys should sit over there. Just like downstairs. Hey you.
Hey,
Hi there.
how are you today?
I'm feeling pretty winded.
Are you? Can you tell me why you're here at the hospital?
Is the sun up yet?
No, it's nighttime.
Welcome to the room.
Oh, well, thank you. We're happy to be here.
I don't know how.
You don't know how to what?
Do you want to help out?
Sure, what do you need help with?
It's a machine.
What kind of machine? What does it do?
Michael. That's me.
Hi, Michael.
Have you met me?
Just recently you said your name was Michael. Can you tell me?
I have a heartbeat.
You have a heartbeat? Does that mean you're alive? She's
I was.
You were alive. Yes, I know you were.
Did you work here?
Not at all. Thank you for talking.
Thank you for talking to us.
Here, come close.
Are you by Teresa then? I'll come sit by you for a little bit.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you work here?
I don't work here.
Well, come on in. That was very welcoming, by the way.
Okay, great. What kind of surgeries did you guys do here? That's where I'm trained.
I didn't.
You didn't
Yeah,
do
he
surgery?
said he didn't want. He said he didn't work here. Do you know the name of the town that we're in?
Did you hear that? I like this. I'm loud.
I see that. Now you're getting the hang of this.
Good job, Michael.
Then it sounded like a noise. It was like woo, 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 woo.
It's pretty exciting.
I can hear me.
Can you?
She can hear me.
I can hear you. When's your birthday?
I like playing with Wanda.
Who's Wanda?
It did woo, 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 woo again. Sounds like it's just making noises to hear itself. Like it enjoys that it can figure this thing out.
Who's Wanda?
The other friend, yep.
Was she a nurse?
Sometimes.
We just have to step in there for 1 second because I'm so hot.
Sure.
Now where?
She's just going to cool off. It's kind of hot in this room.
Over by him?
No, she's going into the other room.
Who is the pregnant lady that was in here?
Wanda? She's happy.
Well, that's good.
Full of life.
Well, she sounds like just delightful.
Went to Stanford.
Really?
Wow.
What'd she study?
Did you bring apple juice?
I didn't bring apple juice. I'm so sorry.
Would you like some water?
Did you bring juice?
No, water only. Sorry.
Do you like apple juice?
Yeah. Let's think about this here, man.
Okay.
Sorry. Would you like us to let Pam and Chris know that you want apple juice?
In the cupboard?
I mean, they might put some in the cupboard.
Maybe there's apple juice in the cupboard.
There's a cupboard and a cat.
What's the cat's name?
Juice first. What do you have?
We just have water. I'm so sorry. That's all.
Everything's gone.
I know. I'm so sorry. We have Coca-Cola. Do you like a Coca-Cola?
Oh boy!
Oh, jeez.
Holy hell!
Jeez.
You want a Coke? I'll go get you one. I'll be right back, okay? Shoot, I hope she's got it on.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, I gotta go to the
Whatever you
car.
guys are saying, he's pretty pumped about it.
Okay, I'll be right back and get you a Coca-Cola.
Oh.
Because that was in the 1900s.
I'm coming with.
Oh.
Okay, let's go get your Coke. Come on.
I can't believe she's doing that.
Yeah, I know. She felt bad that we only had water, so she thought you might like a Coke, so she should be back here shortly.
Boy, thanks.
You are welcome, Michael.
Do you have a car?
I do have a car. Did you have a car?
Can you do magic tricks?
I cannot, unfortunately. Can you do magic tricks?
No.
Tell you what, I would.
I'm nice.
You sound very nice. I'm nice too.
We're nice.
That's what we've heard. We've heard everyone here is very nice.
Yep.
Could you do me a favor?
Is she back yet?
No, not yet, but she's gonna be back here soon. Would you be willing to do me a favor, Michael?
Do you have cards?
I think Teresa might have cards downstairs. Do you see the red light behind Teresa there? It should have a metal antenna sticking out of it. And if you touch it, it should light up and make noise.
Which?
Here, I can show you. You see this little metal antenna right here? If you touch it, it'll light up and make noise. Could you do that for me?
Whoa.
Yeah, it's really cool. Would you be willing to touch that for me and light it up? I'd appreciate it.
Shock.
Nope. It will not shock you. None of these things that
Little
we have,
nervous, man.
none of these things that we have are gonna hurt you, I promise.
She making supper or what?
Oh, she's back. Walking in.
Nice
Just
Coke-
what the doctor ordered.
Yes, a nice Coca-Cola.
How do you connect with it?
With what? The Coke?
Well, just try grabbing it.
Yeah.
Drink.
Here.
I can't do it.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll put
Well done.
I'll put-
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
There's a female in here now. It was a man talking before. Did it hurt?
What?
No, it didn't hurt.
Touching that didn't hurt.
Everything that we have here just lets us know that you're here with us.
Sounds fishy.
It's not fishy. See, look.
Sounds like a bunch of willy-nilly to me.
It's not, it's not willy-nilly. Look at, you just touch like that, and then I know that you did that, and then like you could get next to this thing, and that doesn't. I can't make that cough. Only you can. So.
She's funny.
She is funny.
Where's the TV?
Oh yeah, it's right behind you. Do you
You're
watch?
funny.
Thanks. I try to be funny. Do you watch TV?
I'm 65 years old.
Are you?
Do you know Pam?
Yeah, I know Pam. I met her today. You know her?
She doesn't like biscuits.
Really?
She likes texting.
How do you know about texting?
I don't know about it.
Well, then how do you know what texting is? Do you know how to do it? Like if I took my phone out?
Take it out.
Okay, it'll be good.
Might burn ya.
Oh, it won't burn you.
Shock ya.
No, it does not. Alright, this is what
Gonna
we're
get ya.
Oh, no. And then what we're gonna do is, see, there's letters here, and you just have to touch it like, hi. See?
Looks important.
It is, but look at, so I'm gonna leave it here, and then you touch a letter, and then you can type.
Hey, you guy.
Yeah, how's it going?
Got that?
I got it.
Can you just touch that and type one letter? Or you could put a whole word in there.
No way.
You could. I mean, watch, I'll even do it again. I'll do hi.
Shock you right in the face.
It's not shocking me. Do you see this? I'm touching it right here. It's not doing nothing.
It'll give you a freezer burn.
It will not. So I typed in hi. Now you guys type in the rest of it. Or just one letter. Or a number.
Hang it on the wall.
I can't hang it on the wall. I'll hold it on the wall for you, but I. There you go. How's
Ha
that?
ha ha. Not a real phone.
It is a real phone.
Not well. These are the phones that are in the year that
Pretty good though.
we live in. Yeah.
Hey guy,
Yeah, how's it going?
you got one of them funny things
What funny things?
in your pocket?
Like a phone.
I have.
I don't got one.
No, I wouldn't imagine you would. Can you?
He does.
He's got one.
Right guy?
Absolutely. And my name's Alex, by the way.
Ow, that hurt my ears. It's like a laugh.
All right. Well, it's been fun talking with you. You got anything else to say? It's getting-
You ain't going.
Oh, come on. It's hot in here.
Just getting started.
I bet I brought you a Coke and everything.
Well, you came up here.
Yes, I did come up here. What?
Anything else you gotta do? Know what?
What?
I'm healthy.
Well, that's great.
I came down 2 West in a truck with JJ,
Who's JJ?
old dog.
Oh, what kind of dog was he?
You gonna drink that?
Yeah, 'cause I'm pretty thirsty. Did you want some water?
She makes the air smell.
Who does?
She does it every week.
Does she spray something in the air?
Play it out loud. Pretty please.
Play what out loud?
Hey guy,
Yes.
tell her play it out loud.
What would you like played out loud?
I think they want me to play this out loud. I don't know why, I just think they want me to play this out loud. Dude, this. Okay,
That was
I
super
have
fun.
some questions. What the fuck is freezer burn,
we
first
were
of all?
we were asking them to touch the equipment, and they kept saying, "Shock! You're gonna get shocked. It's gonna hurt. Freezer burn."
Yeah, 'cause they said they were talking about the phone 'cause they said she likes texting, and so I brought my phone out for her to text on. They won't text it, and then she's like,
Oh
"Put
my,
it-"
no wonder
like,
you said
put it
hang it on the wall.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not a phone.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Allah!
and so then I went and put it on the wall. I go there, and now it's on the wall. Why
Wait,
don't you
they
come
said
and touch
that's
That's
it?
not
not a
phone?
phone. Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing over here?
Oh, they said.
Because
They said
Michael wanted me to
in
come
the beginning.
closer.
He said, "Come closer."
Oh Jesus!
And I go like right next to you, like Teresa.
He said, "Yeah."
I'm like,
Oh.
okay.
It's like, that guy was a jabber jaw. I can tell some of it was pretty random, but whoever that old man was kept coming through. But